What's up YouTube, it's Euphoria here. Today we're going to learn about chords, how they work, how to create them, and how to put them in a track. The first thing we're going to learn about is intervals. Okay, so intervals. Now we can create various different chords by adding notes on top of these. The notes you add on top will create a different sound. The sound is based on the number that they are in the scale. So we have C1, D2, E3, F4, G5, A6, B7, and these are the 7 notes in the scale. Now this one up here is just C in a higher octave than this one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add notes on top to create 2 note chords. So now we've got some 2 note chords open. This is known as a C major interval, and the space between the notes is your interval. So the first chord we have here is C and D. This is your second interval. Based on the 7 notes, and it's not based on the amount of keys in between. It's C1, D2, E3, and so on, and that's how you get your intervals. So this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7. Now let's just have a listen to that and hear what it sounds like. Now some of that's going to sound quite pleasant, and some of it doesn't. Your second interval isn't the best to, it's not often used, and it doesn't really sound really pleasant, and nor does your 7th, and it's just due to the fact that there's only one semitone apart between C and B. You see, because even though it's your 7th and there's a lot of tones in between B and C there isn't. There's only one semitone, so the tones are too close together to create a nice pleasant sound. So the commonly used ones are your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and just your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Now that's not to say you should never ever use your 2nd and your 7th. There are places for that to be used. If you're trying to create a sort of spooky effect, then that's where you should use these. But if you're trying to go for something catchy and something that people will enjoy, best stick to 3, 4, 5, 6, and they sound really pleasant. Okay, so we've looked at 2 note chords, and now we're going to look at triads. What are triads? Triads are chords that have 3 notes played in them. So now we're going to look at 3 different types: your major triad, your minor triad, and your diminished chord. I'm going to show you a formula to determine how to get your major, minor, and diminished triad once you have your root note. So we're going to look at C, because C is always the easiest. So now we should know that C major is this chord. Now this is your C major. How did we get this? Okay, so this is your C major triad, and how to work out any major triad chord. You have your root chord. 4 semitones up will get you your 2nd note. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 3 semitones up from that will get you your 3rd. So we've got C, 1, 2, 3, 4 gives us E. 1, 2, 3 gives us G. And that is your C major triad. Now, that's how you can work out any C major triad. Sorry. That's how you can work out any major triad. It doesn't have to just be C, it can be anything. But, yeah, so that's how you do it. We're going to show you minor now. Now this is irrelevant of key and scale. But this is how you get your minor triad. So we'll use C again, because C is always good. Now your minor triad is the exact opposite of your major triad. So now your major triad, you went up 4 semitones to get your second note, and you went up 3 semitones to get your third. Now the C minor triad, you go 3 notes up to get your second. 1, 2, 3. And then you go 4 notes up, or 4 semitones up to get your third. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in case I said that wrong, I can't remember. Root note to C, you go 3 semitones up to get your second note. 1, 2, 3, and you go 4 semitones up to get your third. 1, 2, 3, 4. So together, that's C minor. Now, another handy way of getting a minor chord is simply moving the middle note down 1 semitone from your major. So that's your major. Move the middle note 1 semitone down, and you have your minor chord. Okay, now how to get the diminished chord. Well, I said to get your minor chord from your major chord, you move the middle note down. Well, it's the same with your diminished chord, except you move it all down 1 semitone, obviously except the root note. So here's your here's your major chord. There's your diminished chord. So you've got C, you go up 3 semitones, and you go up another 3 semitones, and that's how you get your diminished chord. Next we're going to look at some triad scales. So that's going to be all the chords you can use in whatever key and scale you're in. So we're going to look at triad scales now. I've got open C major. Now there is a formula to determine the triad scale for any key and scale that you're in. This is C major. Now, if you know how to work out your minor, major, and diminished triads, this will be very easy. You'll notice that the bottom notes are your C major scale, and now we're going to work out how you get your top notes. Now, for major, it works like this. So your first chord in the scale is going to be a major chord. Your second is going to be a minor chord. Your third is going to be a minor chord. Your fourth is going to be a major chord, and your fifth is going to be a major chord. Your sixth chord is going to be a minor, and your seventh is going to be a diminished chord. Now, once you know this formula, all you need to know is the scale, and from there you can work it out yourself. So, if you know your C major scale, knowing this formula, it's easy to work out the triad scale. Okay, so here I've got open your C minor triad scale. Using a different formula, we're going to work out how you determine your top 2 notes in your triad. So the bottom note again is your C minor scale, and if you know your C minor scale, it's easy to work out the top 2 notes. Now, as with the major, this is effective with all scales, not just C minor or C major. It can be used for anything, and all of these notes will be in key. Okay, so your first chord is going to be a minor chord. Your second chord is going to be a diminished chord. Your third chord is going to be a major chord. Your 4th and 5th are going to be minor chords, and your 6th and your 7th are going to be major chords. Now once you know this formula, for any other key and scale, this will work 100%, and we're going to look at that now.